So today, we're fixing the cooling problem on the WRX. So I am Nolan, the YouTube mechanic. Battery, you already released the fuel pump pressure?
Yep.
And I've never pulled an engine before, or WRX in general. I've never pulled any engine before, but I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, so I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing. Alternator, AC, fuel, no. Shit, what is it?
Which one? The intake?
Pump.
The pump? Power steering pump?
Yeah, that can be pulled out too.
We need that out.
And then we move to the bottom.
Sure.
And that's what YouTube says.
I'm Nolan, the actual mechanic doing the work on the car here. We're gonna make sure it's done correctly, not the YouTube way, the actual proper way.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it?
It does not,
yeah,
no. It's totally personal preference, like the order. So we're here at Baltz Autosports. That is my business and shop. We offer specialized automotive services, everything from track car preparation to like other specialty projects.
All right, 10% there. So fun story, Nolan, when I first tracked the car, told me to not use coolant, and I used coolant, and it was the worst decision I've ever made. I had to replace it like 3 times.
Or how much sticky, icky mess you would have saved.
Yeah. We're not putting coolant back in. We're putting distilled water and water wetter, never coolant ever again. So if someone tells you to do something that has experience doing these things, you should probably listen to them when you do those things.
Still watching? Don't forget to subscribe and like this video.
It's safe to say that this engine hopefully hasn't been out before, because these bell housing bolts in particular are truly awful.
Ooh, we got oil, I like it.
If you take the intercooler and pour it and oil comes out, like that's a problem.
I mean,
but you gotta get the belts off.
Isn't there something you have to loosen first to get the belt tension off?
That.
Oh, it's a bolt, I see.
That
What,
old
pull?
strategy, Colton. Let's see if it pays off.
It's
Is it
cotton?
cotton?
Dude. Oh no.
You think this is hard? Wait till it's gotta go back on.
This is not coming out.
And getting the fucking holes lined up when it's that tight. So basically you have like a friction fit of aluminum on aluminum and it corrodes.
Can the AC come off? 1, 2.
Yeah, you gotta get the stretch belt off though.
Yeah.
Right, so basically we pry and the goal is to get it off of the spline.
So socket, pry.
Correct.
Just pull it towards you or away from the engine?
Towards you.
How much does new one cost?
Like 20-ish
Do you
dollars.
have some scissors?
Scissors will not cut that, but I do have something that will cut that.
Go get the thing that'll cut it.
Okay.
This is why you'll hire someone to do shit for you.
Mm-hmm.
As Nolan worked underneath the car, I focused up top, making progress on the parts I could remove relatively easily. And I also made things harder than I needed to with some classic rookie mistakes.
This thing is on there.
Oh, rookie mistake. You took the brackets off first.
What brackets?
Now the whole radiator is gonna move when you pull the hose off.
Oh shit, I did, didn't I? Heater core hoses, pitch stop, and we're good.
Yep.
J fucking J.
With the downpipe going through heat cycle after heat cycle, it's common for the bolts to be difficult to remove. So we had to turn to the most important tool in the shop, the torch.
Dude, that thing is freaking hot.
I didn't even get it glowing. It's not that hot. Like, come on, just let me see your knuckle.
All right, we good to pull?
We gotta split it.
I knew it. What are you looking for? Or what are you checking to make sure of?
So basically you clear the studs of the mounts from the subframe down here. Right?
Oh, I see. Yeah,
and then once you're there, you put a jack on the trans to take the weight off.
in theory.
After hours of labor, we were finally ready to pull the engine. An argument can be made to remove the manifolds and turbo while still in the car. However, Nolan's preference is to leave everything on and remove once on the stand. I have to agree, this made teardown much easier.
Day 2, we have the engine pulled out, and now we need to strip this thing down to the bare short block. So we're gonna start with the intake manifold. We're gonna move down the exhaust manifold, pull it all off at once with everything together. The goal is to take it apart with removing the minimal amount of items needed, so we're not taking everything apart. Nolan's working on some specialty projects, so I'm gonna be tackling this to the best of my ability, and we will see how far we get. The intake manifold is ready to come off, so basically it's 4 bolts each side, pretty straightforward. Had trouble getting one of the PVC pipes off, but basically we just torched it and that loosened up. This thing is like rock hard, so I'll probably replace those. There's a couple coolant lines that need to come off, and before I actually lift this all up, there is clips all the way around for all the sensors. So if you're pulling it off and it's not coming, it's because the clips are still there and you don't want to break those. So unclip all those, and then this is good to pop off. Feels like it's catching on something.
You gotta pull this guy off of
these
here,
wires.
Just gonna make it easier. Just take and get these guys off the turbo.
Yeah. Where is this going? The manifold is off. We had trouble getting some of the hoses off, so a couple of these will need to be replaced. They are basically hardened. They are just stiff as a rock, so we'll replace some of the hoses. The sensors were also kind of a pain in the ass to get off. There's a ton of them all the way around, but the manifold's off, so now we need to flip this thing. We need to get the exhaust manifold off, and then we can start ripping apart the heads.
And we didn't make it very far until we had to pull out our favorite tool in the shop.
I got like 10 gallons of some questionably mixed fuel we could burn. What do we think? Is it gonna snap? That looks good. Oh man.
I may or may not have snapped the stud. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
Oh. I mean, I was gonna say it's fine. They come out of the head pretty easy.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
Are they just like threaded in the head? Oh.
Yeah.
I was just fucking with you, see what you say. That's good. Oh, it came right out.
Fucking cooking torch or something?
Like the ones you get at Advanced Auto or something? Like the little tiny handheld? Like...
Yeah, those things suck. They do shit.
Well. No. One thing we forgot.
The wrench. Pull. There you go. Yeah. No, but you know what is blocking it?
What?
The air pump pipe.
The one that we're gonna take off anyway?
This is free, see? You have room to move it, but the turbo is hitting
won't go
that.
down, yeah.
Yep. Pit stop.
Oh, that's actually really heavy.
Yeah.
That was unexpected.
It's a China bearing. Yeah, this is all China stuff. I would replace all this. The belt's good. Oh, you're good. It already jumped.
Maybe when
Unless that gun's on too.
With the intake manifold, exhaust manifold, turbo, and all timing components removed, we were on to the home stretch of having this engine tore apart, starting with the belt covers. Because the cams and cam caps are specific, it was important to keep everything tidy and in order so they were not mixed up. After popping off all the head bolts with a massive breaker bar, it was time to get the head off and unveil the true issue of our cooling problem.
garbage. Stretched.
In plot twist, it's actually not the head gasket.
So any place you see like degradation, which some of this material is on the head surface.
Sure.
So it's not completely gone like you see here, but yeah, that's.
But all it takes is that little bit, and that little bit of air gets in there.
So I mean, you're with boost, you're basically pushing those apart every time, or trying to anyways, right?
Right.
So if you lose that clamping force for any reason, over time it gets wider and wider. So you just lift that like the littlest bit, and you're pushing air into that, or it's usually air into that first.
Right, and then it's
you're
eventually going back.